Hello, this is Norma and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some bitter ball. I just got back from the market. Some people call it garden eggs also, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to be making that with some yam. And this is my yam right here. I'm going to be putting some smoked herring in my bitter ball. I have some Papiano fish that I smoked. I have some mackerel that I smoked. And I also have some smoked pork that I boiled. Here I have some habanero pepper, the green and the orange one. I have some fresh tomato that I'm going to blacken in my oven. I'm going to put it on broil and let the skin get black. I have some garlic. I have red onion, Maggi cubes, some complete Sazon seasoning, and I'm going to be using some palm oil. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to wash all my garden eggs and I'm going to bring it back and start to cut it. I washed it, and what you have to do is get the stem off like this. And you can either put it in your pot like this to boil it, or you can cut it. I'm going to cut it because I want it to cook quick. So I'm going to cut it like this. I'm going to cut all of them. I will be back. If you need to know where to buy them, you can find them in all the African stores, or you can find it in some of the Asian markets. And you can either ask for bitter ball or garden eggs, because some people call it different. So let me cut all of them and I will be back. I have it all cut up. Another good reason I forgot to tell you, it's good to cut it open, is because sometimes, like, all of these are very fresh. You see by how nice it looks inside. And it's white. Because sometimes it will be old and it gets dark, and sometimes you can find some other stuff in there. I cut one time I was cooking and I saw even worm was in there. So you have to be careful. Make sure that you cut it. Make sure you cut it and it's all fresh before you start to cook it. So now let's move on to putting it in the pot and let it cook. I have a pot sitting here with water, and I'm just going to dump all my bitter ball in there. And I'm going to cover it and take it to my stove and let it cook. I've washed the yam and I'm going to cut it, and I hope it's good, because sometimes when you cut it, it's black. This is a good one. I spoke too early. I see some dark spots in there, so I'm going to cut that part off. And this is the side I'm going to use. Sometimes it's like that when you open it. Some part is rotted. This one is just a little one right here. This side just has a little spot right here. I'm going to take that out too. And this side, I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to peel the skin off. So let me do it all and I will be back. I've cut it and peeled it. I was able to salvage a lot of it. And this happens often when you go to the African store or sometimes the Korean store, and you will feel it and the yam feels firm, you don't see holes, and you think it's okay. You come home and you cut it, and that's how it is. But at least you can cut it. If it's not bad and all over, you can cut the bad part off and you can cook it and you'll be fine. So now I'm going to get a pot, put some water and a little bit of salt, and when it's about to boil, I'm going to put my yam in there. I'm about to blacken my tomatoes, so I'm just going to cut it. And I'm going to turn it like this in my oven so the skin can get black. And I will be back. And I told you I have it on broil. While I'm doing that, I've already washed these. I'm going to take the stem off. I'm going to cut some of the onion and take the peeling off of the garlic, and then wait for the tomatoes to be ready. And I'm going to put it all together and blend it. So the smoked fish I showed you is very, very salty. I cut it in half. I have some warm water right here, and I'm going to set it in there. And I'm going to wash it about 3 times. So I'm going to let it soak for a few minutes, wash it out, clean the inside, and do it again, like I said, 3 times, and then I'll be ready to use it. So let me set that aside. I just took the tomato out of my oven, and now I'm going to transfer it into my blender so I can start blending it with all the other vegetables. Now I'm going to add my onions, my pepper, and my garlic, and blend it, and I will be back. I've been soaking it for about 15 minutes. I changed the water 3 times, and I'm going to open it up. You can buy it also where they've already cleaned it and peeled it, but I like it with the skin on, and I like to peel it myself. So I'm going to open it up and take all the bones from in there. Do the same thing, take the head off, and when I'm all done, I will be back. I took the bones out, and now I'm going to take my kitchen scissors. I'm going to leave the skin on, and I'm just going to cut them in strips. And this is how I have it. I'm going to cut all of them, and I'm going to go on to checking my bitter ball on the stove. I've been cooking it for 25 minutes, and I'm going to drain all the water out of it. I've drained the water. Now I'm just going to mash it. I don't want to blend it because I want for it to have some consistency. If you don't want to mash it up, you can just pulse it. So this is how it looks when I mash it up. And I'm going to keep the skin on. I put some oil in my pot, the palm oil, and I'm going to put some onions in there. While it's frying, I'm going to cut my smoked pork. I have cooked it, and I had it in my freezer, so I just thawed it out, so it's easier when I'm ready to cook. And I'm cutting it to this size. This is the size that I'm going to cut it. You can make it bigger if you want. My onion have been frying for about 5 minutes, And all my blended vegetables, I'm going to take it and just pour it in there. And let that fry. I'll let it fry about 15 minutes, then I will be back. And I have it on medium heat. It's been frying for 15 minutes, and I'm going to add my smoked pork in there. And let that cook for another 15 minutes. It's been another 15 minutes. I'm going to put my smoked fish in there. That's the herring that I have cut up. And it's still on medium heat. And I'm going to add some of my Sazon seasoning. And let that continue to fry. I just put the Sazon seasoning. I forgot to put my 2 Maggi cubes. So I'm adding it now. And now we're going to let it continue to fry. About another 5 minutes and I will be back. Within 5 minutes I'm going to add my bitter ball in there. And I'm going to let it all fry together for about 20 minutes and I will be back. My yam is ready. I just have to drain it out of the water. Everything is smelling so good. I'm going to put some of my chopped up onions. And my fish. I have baked them. I'm so hungry. I've cut my stove off and I'm about to plate my food so I can eat. My food is ready. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification button so each time I upload you will be notified. Bye bye.